509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
You're listening to
Northern Light Public Radio
on 102.7
KCHW. Chewelah.
I am.
You awake?
Barely.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah. Good boy.
That was Sharon's actual horse tied up outside the
That's
studio.
right, and he is cold.
Yeah.
He is. Well, that's why you have him outside the studio, not outside the station. He's just out in the other room in the theater.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's why we were able to get him on the air, Sharon.
I get it.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is the KCHW Morning Show for Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and the ever lovely Sharon Ludwig. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you ready for today?
I am, but I'm missing Paula.
I know. She's out sick again. She's been
Poor
battling the
girl.
ick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's starting to feel a little better. She's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we all wish her well, and she'll be back with us maybe on Friday morning.
Oh, good.
But
yeah.
don't want to push it in case she's
Yeah.
not feeling great. But you never know.
Yeah.
So, take a breath. Do you hear that? Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel nice?
Uh-huh.
So we got lots of stuff coming up later in the show today. We got our local events, local birthdays. We're going to do some wacky stuff. And first, we have our 49 degrees north mountain resort weather and mountain condition report. That's always a mouthful to say. Maybe I should figure out a different way to say that. But so far, that's what I'm doing. All right. So we have, let's see. Oh, no, I don't want to see your pop-up ad. 39 degrees today for our high with lots of sunshine, maybe a few clouds thrown in there. A little bit of fog here and there as well throughout the day. 29 degrees overnight with some cloudy skies. Again, some fog here and there. 35 degrees for our high tomorrow. 22 overnight with cloudy skies all day. Then Friday, nothing but sun.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, with a high of 35 degrees, 18 overnight. Were you about to say something?
I was, because you always started out with that it's the 49 degrees mountain report, weather report.
49 degrees north mountain resort.
Yeah. And so I think in my mind that you're telling me what the weather's going to be like up at the mountain.
I am in the second part of the weather forecast.
Right. But in the first part, you're telling me what's happening down here. And I don't know if other people are confused like I have been.
Oh, well, the 49 degrees north mountain resort is our sponsor, and they're sponsoring the weather report.
Whoa.
Which is also the mountain condition report.
Oh.
So
nice.
Thank you, 49 degrees north mountain resort.
Yes.
For being our sponsor. Yeah. They came on a couple months ago, right at the beginning of the season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a fun partnership. We went up there one morning, the first morning of opening ski season.
I do remember that because I tried watching it and all the background noises.
Yeah,
it was a
we're
little
gonna do
hard.
probably use some different microphones next time.
Yeah.
These microphones, you have to talk right into them to be able to hear, but then at the same time, they also pick up quiet noises from far away as equally well. So we'll get that patched up. We might do another one from up at the top of the mountain.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. But my laptop isn't quite prepared for full live broadcasts. I found out as well. That was sort of some of the problems we were having too. Is my laptop has tons of RAM, but apparently it's not. The processor isn't fast enough to process all the video and the audio and all that stuff together. So I can barely do a Zoom call with a video feed on it.
So if anybody has a brand new laptop they'd like to donate to the radio station, we would love it.
Yeah, like a Windows 11 with some really nice. Mine has lots. Like I said, it's got lots of RAM. But the processing speed is really low. So literally every app you open uses 100% of its resources. So yeah, kind of annoying, but I don't think anybody cares about my laptop problems.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt the weather,
worries.
but that has been confusing to me. So the first part is local down here.
This is the weather on the ground, and then we move up.
Okay.
Do you remember where I was? Was I on Sunday?
Yes, you were.
Okay, Sunday with 28 and 12 with mostly sunny skies. Mostly sunny skies hanging out again on Monday with 24 for a high, 15 degrees for that overnight low. It's getting cold at night.
It is.
Cold
It
in
is
the
very
morning.
cold. Yes.
And then Tuesday of next week, 27 and 14 with partly cloudy skies. But you know what? You go out like this morning, it's cold, it's crisp, it's icy. I personally prefer this over the sort of wet, damp, 33-degree weather. I just this. It's easier to stay warm in this weather, I think, than it is in the damp
Well, that's true because that's kind of, what do they call it? Bone chilling.
Yeah, but it's the like to say it's not the cold, it's the humidity that gets you.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how that saying goes, but
yeah.
But yeah, I just it's drier, it's a little easier to be out, especially if you're out and about. Like if you're working outside, you layer up and you don't get all the moisture in the air along with it. It just seeps into your bones, and yeah. I don't know. It feels warmer to me when it's dry. Yeah, even though it's not. All right, then moving on up to the elevation. This is the part we're talking about. This is the mountain conditions going on right now. We haven't had any new snow up in the mountain in the last 72 hours, but up top at not up top, but at the base of the mountain where the lodge is, we have a snow depth of 36 inches total for the year. Temperature of 31 degrees currently, light winds, good visibility, and sunny skies. Then moving all the way up to the summit. Again, no snow in the last 72 hours, but there is, get this, 124 inches of total snow. They've had more than 10 feet of snow this year, so they're having a banner year up there, even though we don't have any on the ground.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of rain. Current temperature at the summit is 21 degrees, 0 to 11 mile an hour winds with good visibility and sunny skies. Currently, 90 trails are open, with 31 of those being groomed. Surface conditions are listed as groomed with skier-packed powder. 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort is open 7 days a week. For more information about weather conditions or events happening at 49 Degrees North, you can visit ski49n.com.
So when you're talking about the snow at the base and at the top, is that how much it snowed, or is that how much is sitting there right now?
That's how much is sitting there right now.
Oh, okay.
So if you go, let's see, they actually have, so the snowfall to date at the summit has been 169 inches they've had so far.
My.
And then that gets packed down or some of it melts off.
Yeah.
Can you do the math on that real quick? What is that? That's
Well, 169 would be over 10 feet.
Yeah.
Because 12 into it. Yeah.
Yeah, 144 is 12 feet.
Yeah.
So that would be 136 would be 13 feet. 148 would be
14 feet.
160 would be 15. So
that's a lot.
So almost 16 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys laughing at me out there for doing slow math, or was that pretty good? I don't know.
No, that was good.
I think for 7:30 in the morning, any math is good.
Yeah. And it was mental, and you didn't even have to use a pencil and paper.
I would be happy with 2 plus 2 at this time of the day. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look really quick at our Tuila Valley Lions Club calendar. Today we have nobody.
No, there's got to be somebody. And if you want your birthday on the calendar and to be on the radio, you need to let a Lions Club member know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not doing the submissions yet for next year,
No.
but I would imagine, and I'm not speaking for the Lions, I can't, but I would imagine they might have some way of
Taking it all
Taking
year
that-
long, maybe.
I don't know. That
I
seems
don't know.
seems a lot to keep track of when they're not actively trying to do it. So
Yeah, possibly not. But
but
in the fall is when they do,
Yeah.
and that's when you need to get your family's names on the calendar.
and it's a fun thing to do, and it's a good way to support the Lions Club. They do.
It is.
They do
It
good
is.
stuff. Yeah, I know my in-laws for years. They were with the Lions Club. They did. My father and I guess you call it my stepfather-in-law. I guess my wife's stepdad. He was a regional president in Texas, in the biggest region in the Lions Club. It was pretty much
Oh,
all of
wow.
Central Texas, and yeah, he was. The guy was the easiest guy to shop for Christmas. Man, you get him you just donate some money to the Lions Club and hand him a thing, and it's instant tears every year. It was great.
Oh, nice.
Easy peasy. But yeah, it's good stuff, and they did a lot of stuff. They do a lot of things for eyesight, especially for kids,
Right.
even adults with
Right.
bad eyes. And I know they do more than that.
Yeah.
They do all kinds of good stuff, and I
Yeah.
know they're looking for more numbers here. So
Yeah, they are. I know when we've got glasses, eyeglasses, we've donated them because they are able to reuse them for people. Yeah.
yeah, they have equipment they can check the prescription on the
Right.
glasses, and then they have a big national database actually that
Yeah.
they keep all those glasses in.
Yeah.
And they organize them, and then they can check your eyes based on. They have a different way of checking your eyes, I guess. They told me all about it, and we went and we had our eyes checked, just as sort of a to run through and see what their process is.
Ah.
And I don't know, it might just be a standard eye care. I'm not an optometrist. I don't know, but
Well, they report at the chamber. They have a report every week.
Yeah.
And this summer, they were able to help people get hearing aids
Mm-hmm.
and glasses, and they were able to help local people, which is, that's what they're here for,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I know I need a hearing aid. Now, I've looked into the cost of those things. It's crazy expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid if I went and had my hearing checked, I'd need a hearing aid too, because I say, huh? And what?
Right. And it's one of those things. Insurance won't cover it. Sort of like apparently your hearing and your dental and vision are all extra things that are.
Yeah.
That never made sense to me. But yeah, we won't get into that conversation right now. So do you want to take us through the school menus today?
Yeah. Okay.
I have
Where do
them up in tabs there.
Right. Is it school? No.
Yep.
Okay, and then it says breakfast, but is it already up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead and click on it.
Oh. I'm supposed to be able to read this?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it? It's kind of hard.
Well,
is
it
kinda hard to read.
says see, it's got snowflakes. It's beautiful.
It is.
But they have a rotating breakfast, which is that sandwich that runs around and around and around. A fruit or juice, or option 2 is fruit breakfast parfait with granola and fruit or juice. Option 3, varied, what does that say?
Variety of cereal
Oh, variety of cereals.
with a cheese stick or yogurt.
Okay, and fruit or juice. And then the bottom one says bread or a muffin, cheese stick or yogurt, and fruit or juice. So you have some options for breakfast.
Then go ahead and get us on the lunch menu. It should be the next tab over.
Sure. Oh, now it's covered with trees, but I can see that today is the 16th, and it says egg roll, chow mein, fruit, and veggies.
You got the right menu, but it's the 15th.
Oh, it's the 15th?
Yeah.
I can't even see a date on it, so
Yeah,
I just made that up in my head.
You got the right one.
I know it's Wednesday. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got some KCHW headlines here really quick before we get on to our local events here. So these are the KCHW headlines,
Okay.
courtesy of Miss LaVon Ellis. Bob Ferguson will be sworn in today at noon as Washington's 23rd governor, with his inaugural ball scheduled for later this evening. Our next governor is a former chess champ who actually has sued the Trump administration 99 times. Those are rookie numbers, I think. Yeah. Last week, Ferguson released his budget priorities, proposing 6% cuts to most state agencies. The states face a projected $12 billion to $16 billion deficit over the next 4 years. Yesterday, Governor Inslee delivered his final State of the State address. He outlined major policies of Washington's history, like legalizing same-sex marriage, removing the death penalty, and instituting a ban on assault weapons that he said make the state a beacon of progress and a light to the world. And then our last story here, once again, bird flu racing through farms, but the Northwest states are rarely testing its workers. Investigate West reports that efforts to test and monitor the disease among farm workers are spotty and inconsistent, and leave the responsibility for getting tested on the workers themselves. The problem is many of those are undocumented and can't afford to take the time off if they test positive.
Well, and if it's like anything else, who's paying for the test? If it's the individual, they don't have that kind of money.
Right. Yeah.
Depending on how much the test costs.
Yeah. Not only can you not afford the test, that if you test positive, you got to, especially if you're working in a farm.
Yeah.
Although it is important, if you're working in a poultry farm and you test positive for bird flu, you need to get out of there because
Yeah.
it could risk the whole flock.
And does it kill people like it kills the birds, or do you know?
I know a couple of weeks ago was their first confirmed death from bird flu in a human. It is rare, but it is happening. But it does make the people that are getting bird flu are getting very, very sick. But when there've been a lot of efforts to tamp it down, and the second one of the problems too is the second one bird in your flock gets contaminated, gets tested positive, you have to get rid of the entire flock because it's very contagious.
How sad for those farmers.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And when the problem is, it's I was reading a story too in Washington State. One of the problems is that Washington has mandatory open or free range, so birds can't be farmed inside a building, which is good for the birds. But also, what's happening is it's getting spread because the wild birds are landing in the flocks and spreading it. That's how it's spreading to all the pardon me. That's how it's spreading to all the poultry farms is the wild birds. And there's several species that it's prevalent in right now.
And that's why your eggs and chicken prices are going up and up and up.
Yeah, because it's flocks are getting hit hard.
Yeah.
The poultry farmers are really, really taking a hit on this.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, but
so you should have backyard chickens, I guess.
Yeah. But even then, you got to be careful because you're still going to get wild birds.
Yeah.
In your property. So, I know one of the answers a lot of people are doing is finding local farms and local egg producers, which is great.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing, but you still need to be a little careful because make sure you cook them well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you have chicken, make sure your chicken's standard procedures, cook all the way through and cook. I mean, I myself, I love a good runny egg. So
me too.
I like to make it. Yeah. So, but even then, it's not raw. It's not raw. I think you're okay. Alrighty. So, but I didn't say that. You don't take my medical advice. I'm not a doctor. So, are you ready to get into some local stuff happening?
I am.
All right.
Let's see what we've got going. And today, instead of it being the 16th, which I said earlier, it's actually Wednesday, January 15th. And, of course, we have pickleball at the old middle school gym. I went by there the other day, and that parking lot was full. Really? And around the school and stuff. So there must be a lot of people enjoying pickleball indoors right now.
You didn't go in and play pickleball?
I did not. I've never even seen it played. Yeah.
One of these days, Paul and I are going to go in and we're gonna play pickleball.
Well, I hope so.
We keep saying it. We keep
Yeah.
saying, but it hasn't happened yet.
And tonight we have your option to go to bingo at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 7, or Acoustic Jam across the street at Andy's from 6 to 8, or you can hit them each an hour here and an hour there. And then we also have options for Cougar Booster fans. There's a Cougar Booster meeting at 6 p.m. tonight in Mrs. Watts's room at the high school. I'm sure you need to stop at the entry desk and ask them which direction to Mrs. Watts's room.
I swore you were going to say in Mississippi.
Oh.
Wow, that's a long ways away.
Yeah. Cougar C basketball is at Well Pennant, and Cougar Boys Wrestling is at Reardon today. So if you have your athletes are in those, you're going to be traveling tonight for those games.
Yeah.
Anything else on Wednesday?
Not that I have. Tech Help is at the Chewila Library from 3 to 4 p.m.
And they've started that again?
They have started that again. I called yesterday to make sure they had all the story time, all the tech help. Everything on the calendar is back up and running.
Even Legos?
Even Lego, especially the Lego.
Oh, wow.
That's what I called them about. I wanted to make sure they were still doing the Lego Club, and they, in fact, are.
Oh, wow. Wow. I don't have that on my schedule because I didn't know yet. Okay, tomorrow, Thursday, January 16th. Of course, we have karaoke at the Oasis with DJ JD, and that's every week on Thursdays. We have line dancing at the Chewila Senior Center in the afternoon from 2:30 to 4:30. And in the evening, we have Craig and DeBratz at Fired Up Pizza from 5:30 to 7:30. So we've got lots of things going on again tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, don't forget the food bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then the Senior Citizens Potluck and Games, that's happening in Valley.
I know. I had that on
oh,
here.
I'm sorry. Go
Yes.
ahead, go
No,
ahead.
that's all
I didn't mean
right.
to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Go
Good
ahead.
for you to bring that up. That's from 10 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got a little extra note about that. Senior citizens from Chewila Valley, Springdale are invited to join us on the first and third Thursday of each month.
Yes.
There's going to be potluck and games, and that is at the Valley Fire Department building in Valley.
Yep. And then there's Cougar Wrestling, and it's one of the few home games, and it's with the Matt Cats. There
Okay.
will be the wrestling team will be working, and Matt Cats just barely started. Like today, I think, is the first day, and then tomorrow they're going to be doing. Yeah.
So
they're just jumping right into it.
That's odd.
It is.
Are you sure they haven't been practicing for a while?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because last time we announced that Matt Cats, maybe they started on, it says the 14th, so that was Tuesday. They had to be 5 years old, and they had to be by January 1st, old middle school, starting in January 14th. So already they're doing, maybe it's just some training with the older wrestlers. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it should be interesting to watch.
Just jumping right in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then Friday, January 17th, we have chamber out at the casino at 7 a.m. for those who want to get up at this time. And it's always interesting to hear what's going on because we all get a chance to tell each other what we're doing and what's happening in our organizations. It's a great meeting and opportunity to find out what's happening in Chewila and be part of that. Adult pickleball from 9 to 11:30, and Fired Up Pizza has all ages karaoke with Cry or Cree?
Cry.
Okay. And there's Cougar basketball at St. George's Friday evening. Anything else from you?
Not for Friday, no.
Okay.
No, actually, the only thing on my calendar is that Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Yeah, and I think there's probably a dinner at the American Legion. They have them most Fridays, but I can't ever get the information until like Thursday for the Friday. Yeah. And so it's too late for us to talk about it.
Yeah, I've noticed that, because last week there was something, and it didn't even pop up until, like you said, until I think it was Thursday. It might have even been Friday morning. It finally popped up on the calendar, but
yeah. And so if they'd let us know ahead, we could let people know about that because they always have really good comfort food and the price is always reasonable. And you're supporting organizations here in Chewila.
Yep.
Okay, so Saturday, the only thing I have is Cougar Wrestling at Tenasket, and it's an all-day apple pie invitational. And I remember last year, you talked about apple pies, and you thought they should all get an apple pie.
Yeah. I mean, any chance to get an apple pie, I'm in. I love apple pie.
And then that's all I have for Saturday.
It's not my favorite pie. My favorite pie is pecan, but I do love an apple pie.
Yeah.
I wonder if you combine the two and did like a double-decker pecan and apple.
I don't
Ooh,
know, but
I
that'd
bet
be interesting.
It doesn't sound bad.
No, it'd have
Like-
to have a lot of ice cream with it.
Oh, yeah, of course. There is actually a cribbage tournament happening at the Chihuahua Golf and Country Club. This is January 18th, Saturday at 10 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, and they say get out of the house and get out of the house in the cold with a cribbage tournament to warm your heart. No, it doesn't say that, but I added that. There's a tournament January 18th, 10 a.m. You drop in for some cards and camaraderie, but stay for the drink and food specials. Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got a whole list. If you go to it's on the the Chihuahua Chamber of Commerce calendar, and it has a list of all the drinks and food and everything they will be offering for that cribbage tournament. Who knew cribbage could be so exciting?
Yes. And on Sunday, we, of course, have All Ages Blues Jam over at Fired Up Pizza from 4 to 7 with the dinosaurs. Monday, we're back to pickleball. And Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So there is no school in Chihuahua. It's a holiday. So
Does that mean I get to take the day off?
you're your own boss. You have to talk to your boss.
Okay, I'm allowed. I don't know if I will, but I'm allowed.
Okay.
It's not really. We don't really follow bank holidays here.
Yeah, and
There's-
you don't have any DJs or any morning show on Mondays anyway, do you?
No, we don't have the morning show, but we have our daily stuff, our programming, all that.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
The news.
Right. And next Tuesday, the 21st, Cougar basketball. Now, this is Chihuahua Cougar, Jenkins Cougars, not WSU Cougars.
Yeah.
Cougar basketball at Tico Rosalia, and Cougar wrestling is at home. So there's one more home wrestling match. We don't have a lot of them.
Wow.
And there's no sit and knit.
Nope.
We had, I had 3 people showed up, new people for sit and knit yesterday, but they're taking a break until January 28th. They'll have it again. So that's
Okay.
2 weeks.
Well, because Catherine's out of town.
Yeah.
And Garcia, we all wish her well, got in a really bad car accident.
Yeah.
I was talking with her last night.
Oh, good.
And her spirits are up. She's getting spoiled. Her kids flew in from out of the area to come help. Her family's been helping out. She's got lots of friends and support that are helping her out and recover. She'll be okay, but she's pretty banged up.
Okay. Yeah.
So
back to the apple pie tournament.
Yes.
Gino says the winners of brackets get an apple pie.
oh, good.
So that that wrestling.
I would hope there's apple pie involved somewhere. Gino, do you know where those apple pies are coming from? Are they
Yeah.
Are they coming from the bakery here? 'Cause
Well, it's at Tenasket, right?
Oh.
Wasn't it? Didn't that what I said?
it doesn't mean I mean, pies can travel in a vehicle. They don't have to spawn on the site, right?
Well, yeah, but there's probably a local bakery there that makes them, and they're
Oh,
probably
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it! Now I want apple pie.
Sounds good for breakfast. I mean,
Next person that comes into the station with apple pie for us gets 10 free points. There you go.
and those points are good for nothing.
Yep.
And let's see. Also on Tuesday, January 21st, the Arts Guild has their monthly meeting, and all are invited. That's at 5:30 at the Center for the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be involved in that Arts Guild, that's a good way to get started.
Yeah.
And then I don't have anything, but I want to look out at February 7th is Broadway's Best. That's a singer series, and all the songs will be coming from Broadway songs. So if you have a favorite Broadway song that you'd like to sing and you'd like to do that, you could contact Janet Bresnahan, and maybe you could get on there and sing. You ready for that, Chuck?
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Oh, well.
I made a vow to sing a duet during Chihuahua's Got Talent, which is coming up in May.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's going to come to fruition or not, but I volunteered it. We'll see. I don't know. It might be embarrassing. Might be
Yeah.
bad.
And that, of course, February 7th would be our first Thursday art shows, and it's the start of the Winterfest because Winterfest is on Saturday,
Yeah.
February 8th,
Yeah.
which is just coming up real quick.
The art walk is actually the 6th. The 6th is Thursday. That's
You're
okay.
right.
That's okay.
You're right, because the 7th is Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was adding instead of subtracting. Yeah, you're right.
Nobody's going to remember. It'll be fine.
And then coming up farther on down the road, February 28th through March 2nd, is the Arts Guild Community Art Show. So that's a really interesting show. They have art from local schools and local artists. And so you can contact the Arts Guild, and if you wanted to be part of that, and you could go to their monthly meeting if you want to be part of that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, that was the recycled art show you're talking about?
No, that's just the community art show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
But they do have a community recycled art show, and they're calling all artists right now.
Yes.
And that's going to be April 3rd at the Spotlight Gallery at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. And so if you have art, it's the second annual recycled art show, and you can reserve your space, and you can contact Nondis Taylor at Nondis, Nondis Taylor, Taylor at yahoo.com for details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night in the Creative District meeting, and they're getting quite a response. There's going to be
Really?
quite a few submissions, and it's probably going to be sort of what we're talking about is more along the lines of like a, the amount of vendors that were there during like Chuville and some of the bigger events. It's going to be upstairs and downstairs.
Wow.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a few vendors there. It's getting quite a good response.
So did the recycled art show come from, did it come out of the growth of the Trash Parade, or did Trash Parade come out of recycled art?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one came first.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because both of them, this was their second year.
Yeah, yeah, and there will be anyone who was participating in the Trash Parade Ball. Anybody who created outfits, costumes, accessories. They'll be. Hopefully, we'll get as many of them as we can. I don't know if we'll get all of them, but hopefully those outfits and costumes will be on display.
Ooh, so you can see the winning
parade.
one, hopefully.
Yeah. I know. Well, we've got. I'm pretty sure we've got the winner is going to have her dress displayed, Madeline, and Nondis, of course, who's organizing the event.
Yeah.
Her dress will be there displayed as well. She had a great dress. She did the old style grocery bags. You know, the really thin ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you were one of our judges. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't forget. I was just letting people know.
But I
that
do
you know.
forget.
You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I was there.
Yeah. So, and then coming up on the second Monday, which would have been already happening, though we want to let you know that the Brick Club is back on at the library.
Yeah.
So
it was exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting.
And for people that don't know, the library is open again. They are doing, right now, they're in a soft opening, but they're kind of getting everything ramped back up again. They're going to have a groundbreaking ceremony, not a groundbreaking, but a grand reopening ceremony during Winterfest.
Yes,
on February 8th. And we're actually going to start the festival with a speech from the mayor right there at the library.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go there first, get as many people as we can to cheer on the library. They've been closed a very long time, had some issues with the asbestos and some pretty extensive renovations to the library, but I've been in there. It looks great.
That's good.
Their spirits are up. Those poor library employees, they've been through a lot too.
Yeah. Well, and we had the librarian on here a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing all the things, all the resources that our local library has for us. It's not just books anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's multimedia.
Yes.
I know I don't know if they still have them, but even one of our favorites before, kind of before COVID hit, and our kids were young then, and now they're adults. What the heck? But they used to have these, we called them adventure kits. I don't really know if they were necessarily adventure kits, but they would be like, you checked them out and you had to return them, but they would be like a bag, or some of them were even in backpacks or something, but they would have different activities in them, and you could bring them home, and there were science kits or
Nice.
different types of activities, bug identifying, rock collecting, that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they still have those or not, but they were a lot of fun.
Huh.
These
Yeah.
kits that you could bring home and work on with your kids.
Yeah.
So especially good for homeschooling kids.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
for that kind of stuff too. So, and even since the reopening, even my kids, they've been, even yesterday in the cold, my kids were getting on their bikes and
Oh,
heading
my.
over to the library. You know?
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's good to see.
And then, of course, we the last thing to mention is that Chihuila's Got Talent is coming up.
Yes.
And what are the dates on that again?
The main performance is going to be on May 24th. That's going to be at the Chihuila Center for the Arts.
Right.
I'm going to get, by the end of the week, hopefully, the submission forms out.
Okay.
So you can sign up. Make sure to get your act together,
Right.
literally, figuratively. And we'll get those signups going hopefully by the end of the week and start getting people signed up. Then there's going to be 2 rounds of auditions. These are 2 rounds of open auditions. It's not if you make it through the first round, you get to the second round. There's going to be auditions one weekend and then auditions the second weekend. So
Right.
people that can't make one can make the other, which is kind of how we ended up doing it last year. And this year we're just going to do it that way.
Yeah.
So those are
Well, and this is open to individuals. It's open to groups.
Yep.
It's open to families. You got a talent. We want to see it. I'm still wanting to see one of those bands that has the saw and the spoons and
right? Like a good old-fashioned jug band.
Yes, a jug band and jugs that you can blow. Poof, 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 poof,
Exactly. So we've got that final performance is going to be May 24th. Those auditions are going to be Saturday, May 3rd, and Saturday, May 10th.
Okay.
So we don't have time specifically for that yet, but if you have some open time on the 3rd or the 10th, those are the 2 days that we will be holding auditions. And then we have 1 week off. We're going to do a rehearsal, and then the final performance is again on the 24th.
Yeah, I know that the 10th is the Junior Lilac Parade in Spokane. So
Okay.
if your family's involved in that, which is junior high kids, then you're going to want to make sure you schedule it for the 3rd.
Yep. And the 3rd is the community yard sale, so make sure you give yourself time to do both.
Yes, and you can do both.
Oh yeah. By the time you get here and get set up and get your turn, it might be an hour at the most here. Waiting for your turn, but we're gonna get those sign up times.
So you're not waiting through everybody. You just come in and you do yours, and then you can leave.
Exactly. And last year we had auditions open for many, many hours.
Oh,
And I think we're gonna shorten that window down so we don't have to keep our judges here all day.
yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I overestimated the amount of people that were gonna.
So is Joe going to
Come to
fly
play.
in and be a judge?
He is not.
Oh,
he is
darn.
not. I tried to talk him into it, and he won't do it. So there you go. All right. So you want to do before we head to the break? Oh, do you have anything else? I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
Okay. I do want to talk a little bit about Winterfest.
Okay, good.
I'm excited about Winterfest, and unfortunately, I forgot to open the schedule, but we have a full schedule. Our main band is Nate Ostrander,
Okay.
who I'm really excited to have. He's a phenomenal musician, guitar player. He's going to bring his band up, and I believe drumming with him is going to be the way you're looking at me is making me forget what I was saying, Sharon.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at you like listening.
Right? No, it's
Yeah.
Donnie Emerson. Who, if
yeah.
you're not familiar with him, there was a movie made about him.
Right.
Casey Affleck actually played him in the movie, a movie called Dreamin' Wild with Zooey Deschanel, Casey Affleck. It's a good one to go check out. It's a pretty good movie, a story of a couple of kids with a garage band in the 70s.
yeah.
They cut an album that was collecting dust on a shelf somewhere until a random collector found it, loved it, started sharing it, and then it went. It kind of got a second sort of wind and became really popular. And
then they had to run down
Yeah.
him where he was still in Fruitland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was turned out to be quite a big hit. 30, 40 something years later,
Isn't
almost
that
40 years
something?
later.
Yeah.
So kind of a fun story. So we'll have Nate Ostrander here, who was I don't know if I'm not sure. He said Donnie, I think, might be drumming with him, but Donnie is producing his new album that he's got coming out. He was on the show a few weeks ago. Phenomenal musician,
Wow.
really good stuff. So very excited to welcome him, and we have Just Plain Darren back. He was here during Fall Fest, but he played at the car show back behind the Mountain Market on Main. This year we're bringing him up on the main stage so we can get him in front of more people. And there's a little selfish reason there. I wasn't able to go down and check him out, so I'm booking the bands. I wanted to see him play.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then let's see, we have Infusion, which I'm really excited about. That is a local band with the Bergmans and Oli. That is a jazz funk fusion band. Which
Ooh, fun.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard them yet, but I know the musicians, and I know based on some of their other stuff, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. We've got Scary World, which is one of the McQuain's. It's one of Craig's bands.
Yep, another local.
Who else do we have? We have Rockabilly Space Force coming to perform, which is fun.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. They are a space-themed rockabilly cover band.
And where do they come from? Spokane?
Yeah, they're from Spokane.
Okay.
Who else do we have? I know that's not everybody, but I don't have my list in front of me right now.
And you'll keep telling us every week, and we'll keep adding to our memory banks.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
It's exciting though. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good lineup. We got a lot of great vendors. There's going to be some fun activities happening. I know the Bradley's Taekwondo is going to be doing the reindeer games again.
Oh, nice.
Where they're going to have their kids running around selling darts. And not on the street. You have to go in the studio, but they're going to be running around shooting Nerf guns at the reindeer.
Ah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of great vendors. There's going to be dog mushers over at the library.
Yes.
There's going to be the half pipe competition.
And the week before will be the ski joring up at 49.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's all part of the festival, but it's not the same day.
Right,
It's
right.
Week before.
And I need to talk to them about going up and maybe we'll do some live coverage of that up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. All right, so then I'm trying to get this up here, but really quick. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. So really quick, let's do some. You got your brain on today?
Yeah.
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 Do you want to do some trivia?
Oh, sure.
All right, we love it. You know, I thought about doing a little thing to see if I was going to call it something along the lines of make Sharon blush, but
Oh, yeah.
but basically I don't want to embarrass you on the air.
Okay.
We're not gonna do that.
Good.
We're just gonna do the plain old normal vague answer trivia.
Okay.
Okay, so Sharon, you're a common housefly. You were born 17 days ago. What are you gonna do today?
I was only born 17 days ago.
Yeah. If you're a common housefly, you'll do this about 17 days after you're born.
A house fly.
A housefly, yes.
Okay, because at first, we're talking about our hearing. At first, I thought you said I was a housewife.
Yeah, housefly.
And I'm thinking, how could I do that if I was only born? I suppose you're going to die.
That is correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. You're going to die, yeah. 17-day lifespan for a common housefly. Isn't a fruit fly, isn't it something like 2 days or...
I don't know,
it's
but
very quick.
Yeah, but those are so annoying. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, that's why biologists study them so much, fruit flies, because they have such a short lifespan that they can follow the evolution of fruit flies
Sure.
much faster.
Yeah,
And they can
yeah.
follow, traits and, any kind of adaptations they make and to fit their environment or follow
But they're
how
so
they
small.
treat diseases. Yeah.
And so annoying.
They are annoying.
Yeah.
If any species can be used for medical experiments, give them the fruit fly. All right. So the average American consumer is, and not me, but they will spend about $184 this year on what?
$184 this year on sugar.
It is something.
Is it food?
Partially, yes, but it is. It's the right season to be talking about this.
Something in the winter? Ice cream?
Nope. It's a holiday.
Oh, It's like Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, 180. The average American will spend $184 on
That
Valentine's
means
Day.
somebody's spending
garbage.
$360 because I don't spend any on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I've talked about this before. My wife and I, our first date was going to be on Valentine's Day, and she stood me up. Well, she didn't stand me up. She got snowed in at an airport. She was in Juneau, and had to have her flight was delayed, so she had to stay overnight, come back the next day. So we went out the next night instead. But we celebrated our first date on February 15th, which more importantly is the day that all that stuff goes on clearance. So that's the day we celebrate it for us. We celebrate since our kids were born. That's the day we celebrated Valentine's Day is the next day. And we just head to the store the day after, and everything's marked down, got those red tags on it. We get everything really cheap.
Yeah. There's people who do Christmas that way.
That's a good way to do it. I wouldn't buy the candy for next Christmas, though.
No, but
it's not going to make it, guys.
Yeah.
Most of that candy, especially the Valentine's Day stuff, you get the stuff that's in the baskets, that's pre-prepared.
Right.
All that candy is stale.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Because they probably make those baskets
months
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've just been sitting there in the baskets with the if you're going to make sure to get extra candy, because the candy that's in those baskets 9 times out of 10 not edible. Yeah. All right. So this is the last. What you're going to do is all of these are related to the last of something.
Okay.
All right. The last name of the guy who shot Abraham Lincoln.
Booth.
Booth. There you go. The last letter of the alphabet.
Z.
Z. That's right. This one, I would not have known this one. The last man to set foot on the moon. I'll be so impressed if you get this.
It's not Armstrong.
No, I believe he was the first.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
That's Eugene Cernan.
I have no idea who that is.
I have no idea either. All right, this one I do know. The last completed Indiana Jones movie.
I'm not a movie buff. Remember me?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Temple of Doom.
Nope, that one was from the 80s.
Oh.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh.
And that one, I haven't seen that one. I don't think I've seen that one. I haven't seen either of the last two newer ones.
Huh.
There's something about Indiana Jones, getting up out of his chair and getting in his walker that kind of takes you out of the suspense of it, All right, maybe you will know this one. It is sort of movie related.
Okay.
What state was the last Blockbuster video in the world located in?
That's a store, right? Blockbuster.
Yep. Yeah,
What
Blockbuster
state?
video.
Texas.
Nope.
Washington.
Nope. Somewhere between here and there, a little closer to Washington.
Idaho.
Nope.
Oregon.
Oregon. It is Oregon. There you go. Very. You got to it eventually.
Yeah, it took a while.
All right, so let's go ahead and give Sharon's brain a rest.
Good idea.
We're gonna take our break. We're gonna listen to some news. We're gonna thank our sponsors. We'll be right back with some celebrity birthdays, some other stories, and myself and Sharon. You're listening to the KCHW Morning Show on KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio. We will be right back.
The Public News Service Dawn Newscast, January the 15th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. If Pete Hegseth were still in uniform, his extramarital affairs and a decision to flatly ignore a combat commander's directive would not just be drawing the attention of senators. they could have run afoul of military law. That for the Associated Press. They report it is raising questions among current and former defense leaders and veterans about whether Hegseth would be able to enforce discipline in the ranks if confirmed as President-elect Trump's defense secretary. Hegseth would oversee more than 2 million troops who could be disciplined or kicked out of the service for the same behavior he has acknowledged or been accused of in the past. Next from the Weather Channel, as the Palisades fire rages, wind will continue to fan the flames. 4 separate blazes in Los Angeles County have consumed more than 62 square miles, an area larger than the city of Paris. 3 fires, the Palisades Eaton and Hearst fires, continue to burn. And the Southeast Asian refugees at risk of deportation in states like Massachusetts are asking President Biden to pardon them before he leaves office.
Deportation skyrocketed under the first Trump administration, with removals of Cambodians up nearly 300%. Kevin Lam with the Southeast Asian Freedom Network says many Vietnam War refugees lacked the resources to apply for citizenship and risk being separated from their families once again.
There's action that the Biden administration can take right now to truly protect immigrant and refugee communities from the threat of detentions and deportations under Trump.
Lam says that includes extending the temporary protected status for immigrants from countries impacted by war or other dangerous conditions and protecting DACA recipients with new H-1B visas. I'm Catherine Carley.
Last month, Biden granted clemency to nearly 1,500 Americans and said he would consider more pardons before the end of his term next week. Lam says that refugees who fled U.S. military intervention to rebuild their lives deserve the same chance. Next, Indiana hospitals report an increase in respiratory RSV cases, with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirming the seasonal surge.
Some hospitals have posted visitor restrictions to reduce the virus's spread. Franciscan Health in Indianapolis has adopted precautionary measures as RSV cases climb. Dr. Christopher Doring says the virus spikes at this time of year.
Most of the respiratory viruses, as the weather turns cooler and people spend more time inside around each other, it's just highly contagious.
RSV causes mild cold-like symptoms in healthy adults and older children, but it poses serious risks to vulnerable groups. This story was produced with original reporting from Kat Sandoval for Wish TV. I'm Joe O'Leary.
This is Public News Service. Advocates for the LGBTQ plus community want Connecticut lawmakers to consider bills that would help address a variety of this community's needs.
They include legislation to ensure LGBTQ plus seniors in long-term care facilities aren't discriminated against and expanding protections under no-fault eviction legislation. William Aleos with the LGBTQ plus Justice and Opportunity Network notes the group is also looking for funding to update a needs assessment that was first done in 2021.
Every couple of years, because community needs change. If you're talking about any marginalized community, queer folks, people of color, immigrants, their needs are going to change year to year. And especially after COVID, we just really need that updated data to try and inform some of the additional legislation that we're talking about.
The current needs assessment finds 69% of people in this community have experienced discrimination. Oleo says other issues legislators should work on include safe school initiatives that prevent queer kids from being bullied and mental health care. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
And after nearly a decade of service in the state legislature, this Colorado lawmaker is doubling down on climate goals.
In 2019, Colorado lawmakers set goals for cutting climate pollution by at least half by the year 2030 and by 90% by 2050 compared with 2005 levels. State Senator Faith Winter says Colorado is not making enough progress, so she's introduced a new bill that aims to cut fossil fuel emissions by giving Coloradans more transportation options. Winter says when people have safe and reliable alternatives and leave their car at home, everyone benefits.
And even if you are a person that never wants to get on a bus or a train or ride an e-bike, when others have that easy choice and make that choice, it reduces congestion and traffic for you.
Winter says SB 2530 would also benefit public health. I'm Eric Galatas.
Finally, Kentucky groups are working to reduce overdose deaths among minority populations. According to state data, overdose deaths are on the decline. But among black residents, there were around 68 deaths per 100,000 people last year. That's more than 51% greater than the overall rate of deaths.
In Franklin County, Matt Johnson with the CARES Coalition says the county is struggling with a lack of emergency shelter and medical services for undocumented individuals. The coalition's Community Connectors project aims to go door to door in neighborhoods to help residents access the services they need.
People who don't necessarily have a visa or a green card or even health insurance, we need them to be able to go and receive services. For kids to be able to see dentists, especially within our minority population, has been a challenge.
The coalition is one of 10 organizations awarded $50,000 grants from the Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky's Funding for Recovery, Equity, and Expansion program. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on radio stations big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Ready? I'm not even going to look.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and Sharon Ludwig. And, you talked a little bit about wanting a jug band.
Yeah.
To see a jug band at some point during like Chihuahua's Got Talent or some show. Why don't you should? I was thinking during the break, maybe you should get something together. I could
no
see you
talent.
playing the spoons or playing the jug.
No.
No. I'll bet you if there's anybody out there listening right now, go ahead and put in the comments. Maybe nominate somebody to talk to about starting up a jug band.
Yeah.
And I know I bet you Will Lee would probably. He's like the jug band type. I bet you he's probably already got something in the works.
It could be, yeah.
He's I don't know if you're familiar with Will. He's
I'm
in
not.
Two Stones, One Bird. I believe he's also Old Souls and Antiques. Just a delightful guy. You know, he's got a ton of energy, and he's got that sort of, he does a lot of country. He plays the banjo. Super full of energy. I always picture him as like the jug band type, or like one of those one-man band things, with the with using his armpits to play a horn or something and a drum on his back. And we keep talking about one of these days we're gonna get a bunch of musicians together and piece something together and make him one of those one-man band competitions. And then next fall when we do the kazoo parade again, maybe he'll be our band leader. Maybe we can get something ready by fall.
Yeah.
And have him be a one-man band kazoo parade leader. So,
well, and there's older forms of music that people did because they used what they had.
Yeah.
When I've said play the saw, that's a regular big saw. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
bend it and then they play it on it.
Play it with a
and-
violin bow.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I've seen that, and like I said before, I've known people that had made jug bands, had
Yeah.
a jug band together, made a jug band, formed a jug band,
Could be.
sort of deal, and they made crazy instruments out of just household stuff, you
Yeah.
know, which is sort of the idea behind the jug band,
Right.
you know,
right.
the old washboards, and
Yep. Yep.
I would love to see a good jug band.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're out there and you're listening, or you know somebody that has a talent, I'm gonna get those sign up forms up very soon. Hopefully by the end of the week, like I said, to get stuff out for Chihuahua's Got Talent. We want to have all kinds of acts, musicians. I don't get jugglers. I was gonna say fire jugglers, but maybe not the fire. Not inside the theater anyway, or outside. Yeah, but yeah, anything. Like
Yeah,
I said, stand-up
yeah.
comedian, magician. I'd love to see a magician. We had our local resident magician is now over on the west side, getting pretty good. And I was talking with his dad the other day. He's doing shows elsewhere,
Well, good
doing
for
shows
him.
out of state. Yeah, staying really busy.
Yeah.
With his magic shows, and really starting to make a name for himself in the magic world, which is awesome.
That is.
Maybe
yeah.
we can get him back here to be a judge, or do a little sort of guest performance. That'd be great. I don't know if
That
he
would
will,
be.
but I can dream. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And of course, also if you're a jug band, come on, audition for Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Well, and if somebody's ever told you, that's a really good talent you have. Well, come on. Audition for Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Right. You know, some of these things, the weirder the better.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's yodeling or bird calling. Remember back in the day, you used to always see like there's all the old black and white footage of like people entering in competitions, talent shows, doing like weird bird calls or
Right.
weird noises. Yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
And I think everyone else does too.
That's right.
So if you've ever had anybody ever done anything and have people be like, "Wow, that's amazing."
That's right.
Yeah.
Then you come and audition. And what date is that again?
The auditions are, I don't have the calendar up anymore, but it's it's May 3rd and then May 10th. And
Okay.
the final performance is May 24th.
Yep.
Yep. So then, that'll give us about
And we're
going to
be talking about that for the next couple of months.
We will.
Pushing people.
You'll get tired of it, so
Yeah.
why don't you just sign up now and
That's right.
save us all the misery. And no, it's not misery. It's
No.
good stuff. Yeah.
No, but you have plenty of time to rehearse.
Yeah.
And get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's why we're talking about it early.
Exactly. You know, it takes a lot of time to get your act together.
Yes.
I've been trying for 47 years, and I still haven't gotten
It's
mine
not
together.
working, is it?
Yeah. How about you? When did you finally get your act together?
I have not. And-
Okay.
yeah.
Fine. I keep, when you're a kid, you always yearn for that magic moment when, like, okay, I'm an adult now. I'll have all this stuff figured out.
And I can do what I want when nobody
Yeah.
can tell me what to do. Well, that never comes.
No, that's the thing. Kids, if you're out there listening, I hate to burst your bubble. You just get older.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no magic change that happens. You don't change inside your head. You don't suddenly become more self-aware and capable.
The only thing you notice is when you walk in and there's a mirror, you go, "Oh, where did that old lady come
Right?
from?"
So secret kids, all the adults you see around you, we're all faking it.
Yes.
Fake it till you make it.
Uh.
So at least most of us anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving along here, let's go ahead and do some celebrity birthdays.
I don't know any of these people.
I know.
But that's okay. Margaret O'Brien. Now, I would probably know her. She's 88, and I would she starred in Meet Me in St. Louis.
Well, 88, she would have been old when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 76, aren't I? Yeah, I think so.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're a young 76.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Actor, director Mario Van Peebles is 68.
Mario Van Peebles. He did a lot of in the 80s. He did a lot of like gangster movies and action movies, like action cop movie, gangster movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, talking about getting your act together, Joe Wilzinski is listening from Down Under, and he says having your act totally together is overrated.
I agree. I agree. Nothing sows a good time like a little chaotic getting ready for stuff at the last minute.
Yep.
I thrive in chaos.
I realize that.
It's not true.
Chad Lowe from Pretty Little Liars is 57. You know, if they had pictures with these, I could recognize them, I betcha. Because you just don't remember names often, you know, but I recognize people. So Regina King from Watchmen is 54. Eddie Cahill from Conviction CSI New York is 47. See, that's another one. Gina watches CSI shows. I would probably recognize them if they had a picture right there. So we need to write in and tell this daily show prep. Put pictures with your people.
Well, you just right click on it and say search Google for it.
Oh yeah, well that takes a little time.
Yeah.
The former NFL quarterback Drew Brees is 46. Now, rapper Pitbull. Now, I've heard that name.
He's
I don't know
favorite,
who he
right?
is, but yeah, he's 44. And Dove Cameron from Liv and Maddie, The Descendants, and Smigadoon is 29.
I don't know what Schmigadoon is, but
I
I
don't
like
either.
to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little It Happened Today.
Okay.
I was just looking up Dove Cameron really quick. I don't recognize her.
Okay.
Yeah. She's been in a bunch of, I guess, Disney stuff. All right, so it happened today, 1889. The Coca-Cola Company, which was then the Pemberton Medicine Company, was originally incorporated in Atlanta, Georgia.
Isn't that amazing? 1889. It just seems like incorporation is a modern thing, and they wouldn't even have been incorporating anything in the 1800s.
Well, you know, if you look at human history as a timeline, 1889 is fairly modern.
Well, yes, but still. 1892, James Naismith published the basketball rules. In 1892, I wonder how much has changed.
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the NFL, which isn't even that old, and how much the rules changed.
Even high
just in the
school
last 10 years.
basketball's changed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of football, in 1967, in the first ever Super Bowl, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10. Tickets to the first Super Bowl ranged from $6 to $12.
I wonder how much they are now.
Which I would imagine in 1967, $12. People were like $12 to see a football game. That's crazy. But I think now they're, they're probly in the multiple $1,000 range.
Could be. I'm trying to think
imagine.
of how much money. Well, 1967, I was in my first year of college, and in the 60s when I babysat, I got 50 cents an hour, for babysitting. So $12, $6 to $12 would be a lot of money. Yeah.
That's what I still get paid for babysitting. People say I'm not worth any more than that. So.
Well, in the 60s, a movie theater was 50 cents to go to see the theater in Quincy, where I grew up. So, yeah, that was quite a bit of money.
Well, considering the price of inflation, the fact that it's about $7 to $10 now.
Yeah.
That's
not that much.
Not that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at the price of eggs.
Yeah, my friend put on that she had she had a picture of a dozen eggs, and she says, "I'm willing to trade for a 2007 Jeep." And don't try to lowball me. I know what I've got.
But aren't eggs? It's still like $4 a dozen. I mean, it's not that expensive, is it? I mean, I guess people are just used to them being really cheap.
I guess I just pay for, if I want eggs, I go buy them.
Which I guess if there have been times in my life, especially around college era, when I was broke enough to where, like, thank goodness there was that cheap protein. You just eat eggs, 3 or 4 eggs a meal for a week straight. Maybe mix a little top ramen in there.
Yeah, the top ramen and mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, I remember in my college dorm room, I actually got in trouble because we weren't supposed to have any electronic appliances. It was an old building. And we weren't supposed to have any electronic appliances in our dorm room. And I had a microwave and a hot water pot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I I would boil my, take that ramen and pour the boiling water in there, and then throw an egg on it and cover it up, and
Yeah.
I got in trouble for it.
Well, of course you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made
Breaking the rules.
they made me unplug everything.
Okay. In 2009, the Miracle on Hudson, U.S. Airways Flight 1549, made an emergency landing on New York's Hudson River. No one was injured. They actually did a movie about that, didn't they?
With Tom
too?
Hanks as Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool story.
Yeah.
I mean, terrifying for the people involved, but the fact
Yeah.
that he was able to, I mean,
Yeah.
even still million to one shot, he was able to do that. But
Yeah.
just the
Nobody hurt. He didn't land in the
Mhm.
in the middle of the city. He
Yep.
was, yeah. It was
kept
amazing.
kept a cool head and managed
Yeah.
to keep things under control enough to save every single person on that
Yeah.
flight. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, then 2008. I'm gonna skip that next one. 2019, a report by the World Economic Forum announced that plastic. This is terrifying. Plastic would outweigh fish in the world's oceans by 2050. And I'm wondering, does that include whales?
I don't
I'm
know,
guessing
but
it would.
I've always wondered how and why the plastic got into the ocean. Here we have landfills,
Yeah.
and so what do they do? Do they dump garbage in the ocean? How does it get there?
I think for many years it did, and I think there's still a lot of countries that don't have any regulations in place that dump their trash in the water. Wind,
Yeah.
people throwing their trash on the ground, the wind blows it in. Beaches, I know beaches are a huge thing because, people will just leave their trash on the beach. It gets washed away by the tide.
Yeah, that's terrible. Well,
And-
plastic never disintegrates.
There was a recent story. Some ocean explorers managed to send a submarine down to one of the lowest depths ever reached,
Right.
down at the bottom of the deepest trench. And the very first thing they found, trash. At the most remote, untouched place on the planet, the very
Well-
first thing they encountered was trash.
And that's like the acid rain they find in those remote snowbanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Alrighty, yeah, you got the last one there.
2024, Elton John wins an Emmy Award for his television special, Elton John, Farewell from Dodger Stadium, giving him the final piece of his EGOT.
Yep.
Winning all 4 of the major American Arts Awards, Emmy, Oscar, Grammy, and Tony. That's a real plug when when it's a real plus for you when you have an EGOT, because that shows that you're well-rounded, that you're in all kinds of areas of the entertainment, and that you're recognized by your peers and by audiences. That's an amazing thing.
Well, that's like the ultimate. I mean, that's
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very few people with EGOTs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, really quick before I move on, I looked up Super Bowl ticket prices,
Okay.
and it's pretty crazy. So the last, let's see, Super Bowl ticket prices this last year reached record highs. This was last year. The worst seats at last year's Super Bowl, $6,103.
Oh my gosh.
And that was for the nosebleed seats way up high where you can't see what's going on.
You got to take your binoculars
Yep.
with you. Wow.
So the seats that were at the 50-yard line, right up on the sidelines, $50,000 a ticket. That's
Ordinary people can't go.
No, not at all. That's why the whole stadium is full of celebrities and
Wow.
and rich people. It's
Yeah.
not.
Well, you can watch it on TV, and you have the replays,
Right.
and you have the close-ups. So ordinary people are going to watch it on TV.
But I mean, even still, I mean, it's supposed to be a sport for people. It's supposed to be, even the regular season games are becoming completely unaffordable.
Yeah.
I know people that used to for Seahawks, they had season tickets. They would watch every home game, and they're no longer buying their season tickets because it's gotten so ridiculously expensive. They'll pick like one game, and make a weekend of it and make it like a yearly
And
trip.
probably
or something,
that
but-
cost them the same as the season pass from years
Oh yeah,
previous.
By the time you go there, you get a hotel, you eat, you do all this stuff. You know, it's probably a couple grand at least.
Wow.
Crazy. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about that because that's insane. So we have our special events and national holidays for the day. Do you want to take us through those, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So I'm not sure what this first one is.
That's why I let you do it.
I'm not sure we can say this on the air, but it is Booch Day. I gotta Google this. What
Okay.
is Booch Day?
I don't know. But
Okay.
it's also Humanitarian Day, while you're looking it up. Bagel Day, Fresh Squeezed Juice Day, Hat Day,
I'm celebrating
Strawberry Ice Cream Day, and Wikipedia Day. We know what all those are. Did you find out what Booch is?
I did. It is National Kombucha Day. Booch for
Oh.
kombucha. I'm not a
Oh.
kombucha drinker. So
I'm
I
not
wouldn't-
either.
I wouldn't have known the nickname.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like slimy vinegar.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
not
just-
a fan. If you are, that's great.
Yeah.
I've actually had a couple of them that, like, there's a cherry one that you can buy in the stores.
I've
that's
never
not
had it, so.
too
yeah.
bad, but not a huge fan.
Oh, my goodness. The number for the day 39. Guess what that is?
I know because I'm looking at it. Why don't you tell us?
It's the number of ingredients in a Twinkie. Who would have thought? 39?
Is that all? I'm actually surprised it's not in the hundreds.
Oh, really? Because I'm thinking, okay, a cake, you have flour, sugar, some kind of leavening, and an egg, and some kind of liquid. So
Yeah.
that's 5 things in a cake.
That's true. That is a lot.
And so if you have 39 in a Twinkie, that just seems unreal.
What I'm wondering in that is how many of those you can actually pronounce.
Oh, none of them. None of the above, except sugar. But then they'll have sugar in 5 different terms. So, you know.
Well, I have the list here right
Okay.
in front of me. So the first ingredients are sugar, water, enriched flour, which is bleached flour. There's malted barley flour, niacin, ferrous sulfate, or reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, high fructose corn syrup, of course, tallow, which is fat, right?
Yep.
Which that's a real ingredient, at least, you know.
Yeah.
Dextrose egg. It contains 2% or less of soybean oil, cornstarch, modified cornstarch, hydrogenated tallow. See, now is where you get into the really fake stuff. Yeah. So then whey, glycerin, salt. You know, there's a lot of these. Okay, I can pronounce most of them.
That's good. And
Yeah. I'm not going to go through all of them because it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But you know, there's the usual whatever sodium stearyl lactolate.
Okay.
Yeah. Soy lecithin, of course, xanthan gum. You know, it's a thing. I'm not sure if that's how to make trash bags or a delicious baked treat.
Aha.
Are you a fan of the Twinkie?
I used to be when I was
Yeah.
a kid. I haven't had one in years.
I've never got into them. I don't know.
And we really liked those cupcakes that were stuffed, you know, the chocolate cupcakes with the frosting on it that's like plastic.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah. I was always a big fan of the ding dongs.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, they used to come wrapped in foil. They're individually wrapped in foil.
Right.
And they don't wrap them in foil anymore. And there's something about that connection with whatever is in the foil or they changed the recipe. I don't know. They were different in the foil, and they're just not the same.
Yeah.
Wrapped in plastic. I don't know.
Well, all of that sweet stuff is a acquired taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we acquire it quickly when we're young.
Yeah, we do. And I think that's the Twinkies are it's just sweet on sweet, and there's no balance there. It's just there's really
it just kind of melts in your mouth.
Yeah. They don't really taste like anything but sweet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the show here. We're gonna do some. Ready to do some wacky news stories?
Sure.
All right. So this is our news attack. This is where the first part is a real story, and then Sharon wrote us a really bad joke for the second part.
Yes, I did.
All right, are you there? Why don't you go ahead and kick us off here?
Okay, it's down to 8 teams in the NFL. And players from 4 teams will move on toward the Super Bowl. Players from 4 other teams will go home brokenhearted and richer than 99.2% of the rest of the country. Well, if they're giving them any take on the ticket prices to come and watch them, they are going home with a lot of money.
Right? You see, that's not even a joke. That's just a true statement.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Retailers may be gearing up for Valentine's Day, but before they're looking forward to the sales boost, I totally read that wrong. But before they're looking forward to the sales boost the Super Bowl gives them. So like the plastic bowl I'm buying at Target this weekend, it's special. It'll hold 54 gallons of salsa.
Yeah. An elderly man in Germany couldn't get his foot off the gas and went through a car wash at about 40 miles per hour. Ooh. His car ripped up equipment and did serious damage. Yeah, but ain't nothing messing with him back at his senior living facility now. What? I can't have a second helping of mashed potatoes? You wait right here a minute while I go get my car.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Wow. So we're going to move on to South America for the next one here. A thief in Brazil had to run for his life after he tried to rob an academy full of jiu-jitsu students. Yeah, kids who grow up to become thieves don't realize how important it is to stay in school and learn how to read.
Yeah.
You see these stories all the time about these dumb criminals.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do you see, somebody robbing a store or something across from a police station? Or
right.
I saw one recently. It was literally connected in the same building to the police station. Like, do not do like 30 seconds of research before you decide to rob a place, or do you want to get caught? Maybe they want to get caught.
And maybe they need a warm bed for the night.
Maybe, or then quite a few nights afterwards, I guess, for some of them. Yeah.
Scientists say pigeons can understand up to 60 words.
Ooh.
So now we know. When you say, please don't poop on my car, they're ignoring you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was at a picnic on the Columbia River down at Tri-Cities, Pasco area one time, and there were not pigeons, they were seagulls flying over us, And the girl, Terry, that I was with, she goes, wouldn't it be funny if they pooped on somebody's head and one pooped on her head during the picnic? It was not funny.
Well, she volunteered herself.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think they heard her, one of those 60 words.
Last time we went to the beach, we were in Cannon Beach in Oregon. We grabbed a snack on the way there. We got it all packaged up really nice. We went on the beach. We got our stuff set up, and we're just kind of sitting there admiring the view, taking it in, maybe taking a couple of pictures. The kids were, ran off and ran to the water, just kind of taking a breath after, getting set up and everything. Look up in the sky, and there's our food falling on us from up above. Our food was behind us on our towels, and the seagulls had gotten into our food.
Oh, my.
And we're scattering it all across the beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think a piece of chicken actually hit me in the head.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
We were so mad.
Oh, well, yeah.
We were so hungry, too. Yeah. Stupid birds. All right. The Super Bowl isn't far off. Amazon delivered my 50-gallon drum of nacho cheese just yesterday to go with my 50-gallon bucket of salsa.
Of salsa, yes, yes.
They do make 50-gallon drums of nacho cheese. I have seen it and was thoroughly disgusted.
It's got to be a restaurant that sells a lot of nacho cheese.
Yeah, I would imagine. I think those are more for, those go to ship to the places maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's gross.
Another study found mothers can reduce the likelihood of their children developing a peanut allergy if they eat peanut products while breastfeeding. Could life get any better than that? Having medical permission to eat Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah.
I don't need permission. Like we talked about earlier, we're adults. We can do what we want.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I had the best example of that. I got some money from my folks, sent us, a little check for Christmas to, buy some stuff for the kids and ourselves. I bought a set of bubble guns. Where you put the bubble solution in there and you can run around shooting bubbles at each other. Because darn it, I'm an adult. and I can do what I want. So I bought myself some bubble guns.
Well, good for you.
And then I forgot to get bubble solutions. So I tried making some from home using like
Because there are recipes for it out there.
There are, and a lot of them use. We didn't have glycerin, so I found some that use sugar.
Oh.
And God, that was a mistake. Don't do that. If you do that, do it outside.
Yeah, because sugar would be very sticky.
It was very sticky. It left little rings on my wood floor that I really had to.
That was really
scrub.
stupid of you.
It was really stupid of me. I'm shooting them around in the house, getting on the couch. Now that we have like little dark rings where the dirt's collecting, we got to shampoo the couch now. It was bad.
Huh.
But it was kind of cool because they didn't pop. Like the bubbles would go all over and they would stay on whatever they landed on and just stay there for like some of them some of them were actually dried on the surface.
Wow.
And when we popped them, they actually just kind of like yeah. Alrighty. So with that said, let's go on to do our last little part here, and we're gonna do wacky but true.
Okay.
And these are just true.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to do the first? The first one's pretty long. We can skip it, or you can.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. All right, go for it. Do it.
Okay.
Take it on.
Scientists have converted 3 years' worth of solar flares to an audio-visual clip, allowing us to hear what the sun sounds like. The sun's magnetic field twists and sends bursts of energy and charged particles, which are recorded by the European Space Agency's Solar Orbiter probe. The data is then sonified or converted into sound and using a process that maps the proximity of the orbiter to the sun and the size of the solar flares. Boy, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, it was.
The resulting audio is a lo-fi, hip-hop inspired track that features pulsating drones and rhythmic patterns. The solar orbiter gets closest to the sun every 6 months, which is why the track changes from a low humming to a glitchy lo-fi sound.
I knew the sun was a hip hop artist. that just makes sense. I got to say that was a cool story, but you're in the wrong section. That is on the news and nuggets. We need to be in wacky but true.
Okay.
But that was a cool story, though.
Okay, wacky but true.
Yeah.
Where did it go to? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Wacky but true.
Yeah, so
okay.
The next one here, 5 years ago this week, Dan Hill learned the hard way that 24/7 really is just a figure of speech. The Sandy Yuha fitness buff had just finished his regular laps in the swimming pool at his local 24-hour fitness gym after midnight on Saturday when he realized he was locked in. The gym, he found out, recently adjusted its hours to close between midnight and 4 a.m.
Oh,
They should have let
my.
the members know, you'd think.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah,
and you'd
so-
think they'd be flashing lights off and on or something when it was time to lock it up.
Or like, hey, anybody in here? You know?
Yeah, on the loudspeaker.
Maybe
yeah.
it just locked automatically and they didn't have anybody there.
But now finish
Yeah.
reading the story.
So, of course, Hill did what any gym rat worth his weight in sweat would do in this predicament. He shared the experience with his Facebook friends. He wrote early Sunday morning, "I'm literally locked inside the 24-hour fitness right now. I called the police. They told me they'd call me back. I called my wife. She said, find a comfortable place to sleep." Hill waited 2 hours for the police to come rescue him, and he remained a member of the gym and began carrying a sign to be placed next to the lap pool stating, "I'm here."
Oh, cute.
Wow. Don't forget about me, guys.
Okay, come on, go the right way. Okay, police in Italy said a 4-year-old boy who considered himself too old for his pacifiers called authorities to surrender the baby toys. Police said the boy called the emergency line a few days before his birthday and explained that he thought the police should have his old pacifiers. 2 officers visited the boy's birthday party and traded him a souvenir hat in exchange for his 4 old pacifiers.
Aw.
That's kind of a cute story.
Someday I'm going to do that.
You don't want to rush into this, though.
When I'm ready to surrender my baby toys.
Yeah.
Next one here, a pizza place in Norwich, England. They gained attention by adding a $100 pineapple-topped Hawaiian pizza to its online delivery menu. The move is a bold statement from Lupa Pizza, which has also sparked a heated debate on social media. The pizzeria's head chef, Quinn Gianorin, has stated that he is against pineapple on pizza, but is willing to offer it as a monthly special if local poll favors the topping. Pineapple continues to be a divisive topic in the world of pizza, with some people passionately defending its place on the pie and others vehemently opposing it. I'm 100% pro pineapple.
I like pineapple.
I love it. I'll
Yeah.
put pineapple on anything.
Yeah.
We made some Hawaiian pork the other night. And,
Oh, that sounds
and
really good.
Fried up some pineapple. Used the fat from the pork to fry the pineapple in.
Oh.
Ooh, it's good stuff. Yeah.
So, and to end this
Mm-hmm.
wacky thing, a British grandmother was rushed to the hospital with a reported heart attack after being stranded in a car wash for 20 minutes.
Wow.
The 60-year-old feared for her life when her car got jammed between a pair of rollers and no one could hear her cries for help over the noise. The woman started having chest pains while using her phone to call for help. After 20 minutes, help arrived. Well, that would be pretty scary.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
I watched a video yesterday, I think. There was a young man working in a car wash, and he had the pressure washing wand, and he was inside the car wash with the big, rollers that spin around, the big vertical rollers, and it got caught in the hose of the washing wand he was using, and he was trying to pull on the wand to keep it from getting caught, and got himself caught.
Oh my.
And it wound him up in the roller, and it was like encasing him in this big long hose coming from a reel. And his body was spinning around, basically tied to this thing. And it was, all the comments were laughing about it. That's terrifying.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's a serious
absolutely.
life-threatening situation.
Yeah.
What if one of those hoses got wrapped around the guy's neck or something,
Yeah.
Those automated car washes, since I was a kid, they've terrified me. I never wanted my parents to go through them as a kid.
Ah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to go through there, because I don't know. There's something about. I mean, they don't anymore, but I've gone through them a couple times. But there's something about them that it doesn't seem like it's good for your car. It can't be good for your car, can it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm a fan of a good old-fashioned hand wash, or the laser washes. Those are cool.
Or the rain. It does a good job, too.
Right? Yeah. Who washes their car these days? All right. Well, you know what? That just about does it for our morning show.
That's good. We've
We're-
had a good time,
yeah.
even though we've missed Paula.
I know,
Paula,
right?
if you're listening, or, your husband, Randall, I can remember, but I can't remember his first name. Help me here.
Daniel.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Daniel. Daniel, if you're listening, tell Paula how much we miss her. Don't wake her up, though, if she's still sleeping.
I hope she's asleep.
Yeah.
She needs to get some rest. She's not been
Yeah.
feeling well. So you can also stay tuned right here tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. for Music for the Mountain. And I have to say this tonight, tonight's Music for the Mountain, and tomorrow Out of the Woods, the last new episodes of Music for the Mountain and Out of the Woods. The producers and hosts of that show, the two shows are combined. They're same hosts, same producers for the shows, retiring, effective immediately. And these are the last two current shows that we'll be playing there. So we're going to be playing some of their older shows in the meantime, and we're going to be putting out a call for new DJs. We've got a reggae DJ on the way that we've been talking to, but he's going to be probably Saturdays. So yeah, we're going to have some potentials for some open spots on Wednesday and Thursday evenings, which we do have Dirt Road Doug coming up, which I'm about to get to from 8 to 10 p.m. tonight is Dirt Road Blues with Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. So maybe we'll have another spot before Doug to come in from 6 to 8 and get some live music going in here. And not live music, but live DJ.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, like I said, we're going to be continuing to play some archived episodes of Music for the Mountain Out of the Woods. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date. So we'll be getting those out tonight. We want to thank you all for listening. This has been the KCHW Morning Show on KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio with myself, Chuck Ritchie.
And Sharon
And
Ludwig.
Sharon Ludwig. Say goodbye, Sharon.
Goodbye, Sharon.
See you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye. Bye, Chuck.